Then a $4 turbo. We are 18th place. Perfect time to start off here. We got the ace queen suited. I'm just going to go ahead and jam this. See if we can get off to a hot start. This is attempt number 2. Unfortunately, I could not record a game I had a few days back. I actually final tabled and won a tournament. It was a nice one too. It was 250, I believe, and it was 200 up top, so a pretty big field. But yeah, it was had some other things going on at the same time. Wasn't the best time to record. It's already been hard to hear me as it is. I know that. Eventually, hopefully, I'll get a microphone for y'all, so it's a lot easier for you to hear. But for now, we'll just stick with how it is, and I'll try to talk a little bit louder. Let me turn this fan off real quick. But yeah, this is a turbo, so hopefully should go pretty fast. Video won't be out of control, ridiculous for time. Do a little now, so I know if the video's going too long. Yeah, this is attempt 2 chasing final table. Like I said, it's $4. It's $4 turbo. We got 151 up top. Recent notes from the big series that just finished up here, the Moss series. We made day 2 of the mystery bounty. We had a top 10 stack going into day 2. Basically a not top 10 stack, sorry, top 10% stack. It's close to like a top 5% stack, to be honest. Only managed one bounty, min bounty, $50. Ran absolutely terrible. We did get the min cash, so it was 110 total cash, but we were in for 10 bullets or 20 bullets or so. So we were in for 400, 480, 440, whatever the hell it is. And we did not make our money back. Main event, same sort of thing. We've had to fire, I believe, 4 bullets to get in. So we were in for that for over 400. We got a min cash for 200. We did not go into day 2 with that big of a stack. We should have. We got screwed right before the end of day 1 with about 3 levels left. Would have had about 3 million in chips. Disappointing. Classic 2-3 outer, but can't complain. I did have a really nice hand that allowed me to potentially have a big stack. Prior to that, I got it all in ace queen against queens and hit an ace. That hand put me over 2 million chips with about 4 levels left in day 1. Checks back here on the flop. We would probably small bet to protect a lot of hands normally, but with an ace falling, we're just going to check back. So normally when they check back on a flop, at least if they're playing somewhat decent, which I don't know for sure yet with this player, they will either have ace high or just have a monster hand. So most of the time the king highs and the jack highs will do a small range bet. And to be honest, it might have worked on me. I probably would have called one street with 5. Again, depending on bet size, I'll call a small bet, bigger bet, probably just be gone. And that's mainly because similar there, a lot of people at this stake will play their hand mainly face up or see bet once, give up turn with those type of king high holdings. For him, I don't hate it. He knows raising on a middle position, I can actually, yeah, middle position. I could call a little bit lighter in the big blind, like I did with the 5-4 off. I'm not even sure if that's correct. I'd have to look at it, to be honest. In fact, I will pull my notebook out. actually, I don't even have it in there yet. Still working on 3-betting, flatting, defending, all that. Haven't got through all that, too. That's probably why I don't know the answer. But yeah, like I was saying, him being in middle, late position, he knows his overall opening range is a little bit wider, so he'll likely see a call. A board that really favors me. And then he gets his aces cracked. Poor guy. Not sure why my stats are not popping up, so I'm going to very quickly close this table and reopen it, see if that'll help. Join. Let's quit the poke tracker. Preferences, get hand drop button. There we go. We can go ahead and mark this guy tight as hell. 300 hands of data, 15 DPIT, 12 raise. That'd be tight. Good to know. No data in this guy. This guy seems about normal-ish on this player side. Wow. If I open in later position and you like shove from the blind, I'd definitely call, but being under the gun and it being 25 effective, it should be a lot of ace king in 9s plus. But I've seen some crazy stuff in this tournament. We'll defend a king 10 off here. And we got suits blocked, so we were way deeper. Might call one of these small bets to see if we can turn 9, heart, jack, queen, something like that. That would give us some more equity. But being this shallow, we just pitch that. Right, 36 left. 8 make the final table. This is the final 5 tables right now. Got this fun guy at our table who's got plenty of blinds to double us up. V-pipping 56% of hands to his first 66. This wild guy is shoving. Should be called deuces, probably, but I feel like I got a big skill edge on this table, especially with this guy sitting here now, that I'm going to try to look for a better spot. If this was against like in a $50, $100 tournament and a lot more good players, I would call that off and hopefully be running a flip against 2 high cards. Min raise 6-5 suited on the button. Really, these, like, I wouldn't raise this hand from middle position. or early position because of all these reasons. I know this big blind player is very capable, but we can't call off at 6 high. So these hands play way better when you're deeper, or straights and flushes. Most of the time, you need to like see the river or at least the turn to realize that, and can't do that when you're calling 3 bets or getting it all in before the flop. So right here we got our buddy to limp. We have him as a limping fish. He's raised 1 time in 68 hands, but limped 50 of them. So we're gonna pop it up, and this is what I was talking about being a little bit patient and getting a better spot. We're gonna get a better spot here than getting all our chips in the middle with aces. This solid player may see this as trying to isolate this fish and come over the top. And this time we got him, boys, so he'll be the one needing help. Won't be surprised if this maniac gets in there, but more than likely he'll just fold out. You don't want to give up that many chips. If he calls, that'd be really cool because he'd be a big favorite. If we held 3-handed to make the final table, we'd get this series over in 2 videos. He does. Let's do it. Come on, aces. Hold up. He's got aces. Jacks and queens. And we flop them dead, boys. Let's go. Aces. We're here for a final table. Come on now. These are the better spots we're talking about. Imagine if I took that flip with deuces against like ace 5 suited or whatever he jammed with from the cutoff or button, whatever it was. We definitely want to raise here with the fish in the big blind. We're going to be raising way wider now, especially we got a bigger stack, and the one major capable player that's going to be looking for reshoves is out of the way. Good flop for us as opposed to him. He's going to want to 3-bet a lot of aces against a late position open, so we can just do a very small c-bet here, and it goes through almost all the time. Let's see about this time. Calls once. Now we beat 6s and 3s, so that's good. You can definitely have some suited 6s and suited 3s. We'll check though, just in case we are against an ace. We'll find out right now. I think he still bets an ace here, so I think we're more than likely against like pocket 5s or something. So this is really thin, but we're going to try it. Very thin. But suited 3, pocket 5s, pocket 4s, things like that. I think he'd bet an ace there, or blocker bet it, or should at least, after I check back turn. That's very rarely am I checking back an ace on the turn. We are second of 32. And we are at the final 4 tables. It is a turbo, so we won't get to just sit there and dominate. We're going to see a lot of jams, and hopefully we get more spots like we just did. But yeah, again, all set up by that situation. That's why it's very important. You know, guys, how I talked about adapting your ranges, shifting your ranges based on players, and that's the biggest mistake that from being a solid, good poker player, like break even, to a winning, strong, good poker player, is not just having the charts, not just knowing the charts, not just memorizing certain things, but being able to change based on who is at your table. That is so key. Alright, like it's very advantageous if I'm playing against a very good, strong, aggressive player here that's really good, and it's filled out with a lot of other regulars, that I'm just going to say, okay, let's run this flip with those deuces. But knowing this guy was here, knowing that this guy's super tight, knowing that this guy, holy cow, is super tight also, like, this is a table I can take advantage of. I can wait, be patient, find the right spot, and get it done. Now, obviously, that was really lucky, aces and the queens and the jacks. That's just Cooler City, but Yeah, waited for it. That hand maybe doesn't happen if I call with deuces. Maybe this guy gets knocked out, and then we never see that hand. Flop comes out, turn comes out. I don't know how it actually works with virtual as opposed to, a real deck. The more cards you put out, but it's going to change the order, put them in the shuffler and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know how that randomizes. If it would have been any different, but it would have definitely been if he would have got knocked out and the seat wasn't filled in time. Have a look at the lobby. So 8th place right now is sitting at 927, and we're at 1.6. So we got a big lead on that final table bubble. So hopefully we can get this done here. And then we'll start a new series of final table, playing final table. Let me know if there are other people watching these things. I've had some views. I know some of it's family. I don't have a lot of views. Obviously, I'm brand new to the YouTube game, and my content obviously probably sucks as far as editing, volume, fucking eating pizza while I'm playing standpoint, but I feel like I have a lot of good knowledge to share, so that's why it's out here, and I kind of actually just use it for me as a study tool to go back and review my hand playing and see areas where I messed up. But get in the comments and tell me what else you guys want to see. Do you want to see more like level 1, level 2 early game stuff? Do you want to see more money bubble stuff, or do we just want to see the glory, the final tables and such? I'm at least trying to take this my first videos of taking you through the stages of the tournament. So you saw some early game. You saw some. This guy's not aggressive so far, so we can definitely limp with hopefully him not just shoving any wide hands like he probably should. But of course, he decides to take this spot, but we want to play hands against this guy for sure. It's going to be really hard to put Dragon on a range. As you see, he limped under the gun with jacks. He limps all the time. 54% limp, 55% limp, 3% raise. So just not gonna know with him. We'll open the ace jack off on the button. Alan Jackson. We'll probably have to call this one here, even though he's been tighter, because it's only 20 hands worth of data. So he might have just got shit for 15 hands in a row. And based on other action, he couldn't really get in there. So we'll be definitely going with ace jack off from the button against small blind. Can't fold that. Nine, 4, 3 rainbow, not a great flop. If ace high is good, we probably don't have to really protect it against too much. I think like 5 deuce is folded, 5, 6 is folded unless it's suited, so we'll check. King better for us than him. We will go ahead and bet small. Actually, we're going to bet like a little bit larger. Try to get a 3 to fold. And maybe fire off on any spade river. We'll definitely barrel any spade river. Alright, we just get it through. That's good. Yeah, we would barrel all spade rivers there. Try to deny some equity to like 10-9, or sorry, 10 jack, or jack queen, or queen 8, or any random 2 cards that we don't have dominated by our ace jack. Just like that, we're down to 28 players. We got 20 more to go. Looks like we're about to hit a break, so we will pick the video back up after break. Alright, we're back. Looking at some Matt Berkey rant on Twitter. Guy stinks. Tomorrow, we're going to play live event at Horseshoe Hammond in Indiana. $200 tournament, 30-minute levels, 20K starting stack. Should be a pretty decent one. Got the itch for some live tournament play. Most of my live tournament play is at Circuit when it comes around for the World Series, and then I'll go play some charity poker tournaments when they have good structures. We're on the money bubble now. So we're going to have some hand for hand. I think when we get down to 3 tables, I'll pull them up so we can watch. Tight. Don't have to worry about him. One guy that has reshoved is here. This guy has no reason to reshove. So we'll open from under the gun. Big blind jams, even though he's tight, we'll call. Not really worried about this guy. He's never 3-bet in his life. He did do the 4-bet with the jacks, but that's because he limped. And we get one of the worst flops possible. I mean, we do have 2 overs, so I guess the worst flop possible would be like ace, king, 4, no spades. This is rainbow, no spades. Check once. Not a good board for our range. We do not have 3s or 5s. We can have 8s, but fish bet into multiple people in position. We'll just let it have it. We'll just let them have it. So normally, you guys can't see it. My Apple Watch face looks like that. And when I'm at a poker event, a live one, and I make it into money, I switch it to green, just like my tables. God damn, can't get a good view of it. It's too bright. Anyway, it's all green on the edge. This table should have been red. I forgot to change it back once we closed it out and reopened it. Limpy McGee's back in. Somebody just sped off in a car somewhere near me. A loud screeching of the tires. Raise jam, we're out of the way. This is interesting here. Limpy McGee. Darn it, we really wanted him to win. We really wanted him to win. It would have been nice for this guy who's been fairly aggressive through 25 hands, 40, 24, 22. Ought to 3-bet. To lose and become softer because he doesn't have chips. But not Fish Boy have them all. Andy Allen. We'll end the hand-for-hand play. In the money. Did fire more than one bullet at this, however. Is it 2 or 3? Fired 3 bullets, so we gotta basically make this final table here to break even. Yeah, we do. Very tight opponent raises, so normally in hand we would definitely consider 3-betting, king jack off, but in this situation just call and be very cautious that they could have us dominated. Checking. Bad flop for our hand. If he checks back, he probably never has a club in his hand, or he has 2. And can turn the ace, more than likely. So we're just going to fold to a bet. Had he checked, we would have tried to probably definitely throw a steal bet out there on the turn, as long as it was. Actually, we would do it on a club as well. There's the only guy that else could have a club. It'd be kind of sandwiched here. He might worry, so we'd kind of go big bet and shut down, I would think. Try to get those middling clubs to fold with a big bet. If we do small bet, they're just going to come along and put ourselves in a huge bind. Should we bluff over or not? It's not bad to try to steal here, especially against 2 guys who thus far have been a little bit tighter. But again, no data. This guy's already shoved on us once, so just play smart. Let it go. We'll wait for hands and we'll wait for people to throw us their money. It worked earlier, let's make it work again. This limp's probably very weak because he has a 25 raising percentage, so we're definitely going to try to attack this. Especially with a tighter guy in the big blind. This guy can't really get out of line, so if he plays back, he's going to probably have a strong hand. This guy won't play back unless he has a strong hand. This is very weak. You can c-bet this. Take it down a lot. It's actually a pretty decent flop for our actual hand. 5 turn. We're going to continue to bet big. That gut shot straight and basically no showdown value. And now we have showdown, so we check down and see what happens. 6-9. I don't feel bad about hitting that 7. Should not be calling the 3x pre-flop or 3.5, whatever we made it, so deserved. This guy's kind of forced in. We have a pretty decent hand against that. But after just showing our 7-3 play, I think it's best we don't try to isolate that. We might see some rejams from these people behind. The good news is we can probably get this guy tilted. But again, that's another example of just using stats. Like, so many people are like, you know those people that limp under the gun with aces in tournaments, especially on this? Not to say I haven't done it before. I'll definitely do it based on the table. If I know it's like there's fish at the table that are raising a lot all the time, like they're not paying attention. They don't know any better. They're fish. So I'd be able to do that and see. We could have isolated the 7-3. I'm talking about he got in. He had to get it in no matter what. We would have had him. Don't know. We would have bailed. Ha ha! Good thing. But I face some tough love from this guy anyway with his ace king. I didn't have to worry about him doing that with a big hand, because when he raises that often, why wouldn't he just raise his big hands too anyway, since he raises all of his other mediocre hands? So when he limped, it was fairly obvious that he was not strong. And again, probably not strong here, so we'll raise him up. We'll call it 9-6. So we have that dominated. Great flop for our hand. He's already seen us bet with nothing before, so we're going to start putting money in. Top pair and spade. It's kind of hard for him to be sticky and play back at us on a monotone board. Monotone means all one suit on a flop. And again, we're not going to slow play our good hands against bad players. Just bet. We literally would have got all this guy's money if we had an overpair in that hand and just shoved it, like probably to call out for the 6, to be honest. If it was a non-club river. I'm not saying he necessarily should have folded turn, but he shouldn't. I don't know. This guy looks like he just wants to run it. 18 big blinds. Again, it's not horrible, but why? Got a fish with all these over here, and we cover him. We're getting close to the final table. Wow, we're actually chip leading at the moment. Getting close to the final table, so there's just, we don't need to run flips against this field, to be honest. Let's get the other 2 tables pulled up so we can see people bust out. Tie all these tables. Move the handsome fella down here. And let's do it. Now let's put the handsome fella at the top. His new haircut. Fresh haircut today. Not many things better than a fresh haircut. How do y'all feel about a fresh haircut? My buddy's shoving 53 big blinds effective because 52 big blinds effective. And there's somebody behind him that covers him against it under the gun raise. Very aggressive. Probably slightly tilted from our 7 on the river. Probably should have value about that, right? Because if we don't think he limps any good hands, then he doesn't have 8s. He doesn't have 9s. My only thing would be maybe if he had a low flush or something. But he probably just jams that thinking we have aces, right? Or kings. He definitely bets it. He doesn't want to let us check behind because those are the hands we were representing. So maybe that 7 should have been like a 1/3 quarter size bet attacking those 6s. Had we bricked the river, I don't think we would have tried to get that guy to fold. We would have just checked. Gave up. Waved the flag. I'm interested in this. 5 would have came. Would he have gave us all the monies? If just the 6s had folded? Ooh. Much. Got an all in. 9 gets some help on the flop. And a straight on the turn. Lucky guy, lucky guy. That wasn't even against us. It'll probably happen at some point. I'll remind you guys. But ever since we did again, limp here, probably weak. We got off the Ice Princess, guys. We are now Ken. Ken with the lime green glasses looking like he's ready for a good time. I'm ready for a good time and stop trying to get 3-outed. So, we did an avatar change. We won a tournament. We cashed the main event. Cashed the mystery bounty. Good times. Good times. We cashed the Dream as well, the 250 Dream. We went deep in that. We made all day twos for the Moss series. A 55 PKO. We got through with like 26 blinds, and we needed to outlast only like 50 people to cash, which should have been very easy. However, our first hand we got short stack to shove, and we had 10, so. Actually, he didn't shove, he opened on 16 big blinds from like MP, and we had 10s in the big blind, so we had somebody flat on the button, so we just shipped it to get rid of the button guy, and opener call with queens. So we got 10 in the queens right off the jump, and we're down to 6 big blinds. The rest is history. Right now, we got the Cowboys facing an early position raise from a guy who likes to raise a lot. So that means he's going to have plenty of raise folds in his range. And get ultra tight guy to ship it in there. So these don't have aces. I think he regularly 3-bets aces. This is probably more ace king or queens or jacks. Since we have ace king block, I'm going to guess he has jacks or 10s. Wow, even better though. Dominated. Domination Nation, dead on the turn. Let's go, boys. Hit a nice blocker hand, and he's probably aware that this guy opens wide. So I like a shove. Yeah, I like a shove. I think, however, I think he can be just as effective doing small 3-bet and then folding to jam from another player behind or the original raiser, because he does actually fold the 3-bet rarely often, or fairly often, 75% of the time. I mean, these stats are kind of shit anyway, I guess. I only have 13 hands with him, so maybe this guy has more data, or maybe he just said, this is normally a good spot, let's do it. I block ace king, I block ace queen, I block kings, I block queens. Don't hate it. I think I prefer small 3-bet fold, because one, small 3-bet looks very small. Like, what are you going to do with aces? Like I just explained why I called them. We're not going to jam aces and give him all the opportunity to fold in the world. We want him to stick around, so it's just small 3-bet. So I think you should also do that with your bluffs. Again, you want to try to mash your bluffs with your value hands. That's how poker works. That's how you're really good. So you got to remember when you're trying to do a bluff and run a bluff, like, what would I be doing with my value hands here? So that's why before, we had that hand where we had the ace-jack off and we had the ace of spade and then another spade came in a turn. So if I had ace-jack spades and I turned with flush draw, I would definitely bet it. And if I hit it on the river, I would barrel it. So the only thing that we're going to do for bluffing there was let's bet the spade and then barrel the spade. And we only have one. That's matching our bluffing with our what we would do with our value. Sweaty Yeti gets a win down there. We are down to, let's see, we need 3 more people to be down to 2 tables. This video is going to be pretty long. Unfortunately, which means the upload time is going to take a long time. I'm going to get these out quicker. And yes, this is genuine, guys. Yes, I play all the time, but most of the time I can't record because my kids are running around like crazy or girlfriend's around. So when I get a nice quiet house is when I'm going to be doing this. And so yeah, it's only the second time doing it. I don't have any deleted videos or whatever. If I were to delete a video, it would literally be like that. How I turn on this one, I had ace queen, and like, oh, here we go, guys. Like if I would have lost at ace queen, I would have. No point of throwing that up there. I don't know how to make a short out of it, but maybe I would make a short. I'm gonna. He's tight, so he's not gonna go if I do. So I might as well just try to get him to put it in now. Hey, it's clubhouse though. Club or 8. No. Money jump. Another knockout. We are one person away from being down at final 2 tables. Got sidetracked. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, the videos. Like, that'd be the only way. But, yeah, that hasn't happened yet. I would try to maybe make a short out of it, like Chasing Final Table Part 2. Woo. And it's over. See you for round 3. But it looks like we're just going to get it done here in round 2. I can't imagine we don't miss the final table now. I could join the limp party, but just let it go. Timer went off to let me know this video is going to be long, but we're gonna fucking stick it out anyway. We'll stick it out anyway. Got it all in down here. We'll sweaty Eddie call it off. I think he's pretty much priced in with most hands, so I would hope he calls it off. And he doesn't. That's why he's got a purple tag. Opening way too wide. Opens too wide. That is purple tag. So if you play on here and you follow me or see my videos, you're tag purple because you're opening too wide. Tighten up your opening ranges. All in a call here. Guy gets rivered by a 2-outer. All in a call here. Loser of this pot's basically out no matter what. So this guy has him covered, but he's got basically an ante left, so he'll be out of here. Yeah, we got a pretty stout chip lead. I think I will just do the final table video right after this one. You guys are going to want to know what happened. You guys are going to want to see. We got to show you, especially if we're going as a chip leader, close to chip lead. Looks like we're going to have another elimination down here, drawing bad. We lost a person, so 6 more to that final table. Chasing final tables, getting it done. Going for a second win in 5 days? 5 days or so. We won on Friday. Friday was our win. So, big stack. People want to be around the final table. We'll definitely open a little bit wider here. This guy got marked as a good player, but he's a little bit tighter. But he's also a solid player, so he may rejam on us, knowing that we should be opening pretty wide. We're also I just got a funny text message. We're also close to price to now anyway, so probably feels better with full. Oh, a lot of action down here in the secondary table. Whoa! This would be heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Oh, I don't even want to see it happen that way. Ace Jack against Ace Jack, and the one guy who's suited, and the offsuit guy flops the flush draw. Oh man, there was the seniors event at the World Series. I don't know if you guys saw the hand. We'll be calling this off at the nines. I don't want to take this guy either. Wow, he's got kings. He's a little bit tight, but still going to be shoving a lot of hands there. That stinks. It's going to hurt our chip lead status. Winning that one would have been put a big lead on the table. Got jack, so we can try it again. This guy opens really wide. 3-bet quite a bit, so we'll do a smaller than normal 3-bet to give him some space. He does have fold equity. Jack high flop. We will bet a third and fold the jam. Just a call. Expecting the jam all his aces and flush draws, so hoping he has like 9s or 8s or 6s. Problem is now those 9s, 8s, and 6s with the spade you can put in there. We'll just fold because of kind of the stuff we said earlier. Like, it's a tight spot. We could randomize or flip a coin there. If I'm only ever calling with an ace, then it can be exploited pretty easily. But not that those guys are thinking about it in $4 turbo. I don't understand. Like, I think you just shove your ace on the flop. Whatever. Who knows? Maybe I was bluffed by a smaller pair with the spade. Very possible. Maybe the guy just had a really shitty spade draw. That would be worth a flat call instead of jamming. So he made a low flush, had to protect it against one spade hand. Well, 2 hands in a row he leaves with 9s and jacks, so we are back in it with a lot of different people. So it will be an interesting final table if we make it now. So now we are almost covered by a guy, and basically even another guy as well. So we're gonna have to work for this one. Looked like we were signed, stamped, sealed, and delivered earlier. Now there's a little bit of work to be done. We got one super shorty down here on the other table, so it should be done fairly soon. We had a whole bunch of action happen up here on our table. This guy's even thinking about it. I don't think he's deliberately thinking. I think he would just fold. Ooh, ace-7 flops a draw as well. And he spikes it, so we're going to have a double elimination. Double elimination. That means we are down to 4 more players until our final table. Get a pay jump, and we get a nice hand along with the pay jump. Let's win with our nice hand. We couldn't the last 2 times we had one. Raise it up. And it gets through. We'll take those. I think at this point, based on stack size and based on what I've seen from the players, outside of this guy right here, who seems like he's aggressive, I got 101 hands on him, so I can basically almost tag him at this point. I will let it keep going, though, because I'll see him again. If I've seen him over 100 hands already, that means I've played with him probably in some other tournaments. So I'll see him again, and then once we get to 200 hands, we'll make it official. Could have been that I played with him near a bubble or when he was a big stack at some situation where he could be more aggressive. So that's why I gotta let those stats balance out a little bit. Only 100 hands. 50, 60 of those could have came at a spot kind of similar to this where he should be raising a ton. He's doing exactly what he should be doing. Big stack at the table, have position on the other bigger stacks. Put some pressure on. Accumulate chips before the final table. But yeah, other than him, looking at everybody else in stack size, like I would imagine they're all going to play pretty straightforward and tight. Nobody's going to get too out of line. Their bluffing frequencies will go way down from like a beginning stage of a tournament where those ace fives and those king 10 suited and king jack suited and all those good hands, the 3-bet kind of, they're not going to use them all the time. Or maybe even half the time. They just use those sparingly. And yeah, you'll see that a lot. A lot of good hands start to turn up. Most of the fish are gone at this point, unless they just get lucky. King Jack suited, standard open, ace 10. Defend from cutoff, or defend from small blind. Perfectly fine. And again, like I think deuce to 5, I bet you. He's only got a 3 c-bet stat, but there's probably a time and a place where he'll rebet that ace 10 off from the small blind. A lot of people play fold or raise from small blind. They don't do any flatting because the only hands you really should be flatting from the small blind, if you are going to flat, are like eights through 5s and like ace jack off, ace jack suited, king queen suited. Like it's such a small range that some people just exit that out. And those hands, all those hands I just talked about, are good enough to 3-bet. So most people just play 3-bet or fold. They don't want to have a calling range that they know is very small, and people can very easily put them on those range of hands, and then when the bluff board's not good for those hands, bet and take the pot, and they know that if they're playing back, they're more than likely just getting out of line. Final 12, 8 make the final table. We're going on about 50 minutes for the video now. Ooh, we just lost another one. And we got it all in down here. So here's the plan. For the final table, I think I will just screen record it. But we may I'll see if I can do a voiceover, and if I can't do a voiceover, then I will probably just have it out there, post it with no commentary. Girlfriend should be stumbling in from the bar sometime soon, and you guys aren't going to want to hear that in the background, and I'm not going to want to answer a bunch of questions about my video and talking and all that. So we're down to 10, 2 more to go, and we have completed our Chasing the Final Table Challenge. Being M35 big blinds, again, I don't see really a way how we miss out on this final table except for an extreme cooler. got one fish still, and I can see him down in the middle of the table. At least I thought this guy was a fish. Maybe I just never tagged him yet. We'll know when his stats come up at the next table. I thought I tagged him as pink, but Eddie's tagged, so I'm not sure why there's a tag wouldn't be showing up. But I think I recognize the name. Got it all in down there. Over the top of Sweaty Eddie again. It's a good person to go over the top of because he loves to raise fold. Double-edged sword there. You know, you want to try to... this guy opens really wide. This flat should be pretty weak, so I am going to go ahead and take this spot. It's not a great hand to do it with, but we're going to try to get this squeeze through with the 9-3 suited. Again, this is more just exploitative. This guy raises too much. Flat won't ever really be that strong, so we don't need that to work too often to be profitable. Again, an adjustment. Go find me a chart that tells you to 3-bet squeeze 9-3 suited. I'm not going to find it. We will 3-bet again here. Once again. This is actually a good candidate to do it with. And it gets through. Let's deuce to 5. Does some good things and does some terrible things. Trying to guess if he's a winning player or not. I think with this somewhat of a flatting style, and what I've seen from him, there's some hands he could probably outplay some people at the stakes. So I'm going to guess that he's close to break even or slightly winning. Let's find out. We gotta go back to the old shark scope. Mike Spacia on Twitter if you guys want to follow me. I don't do too much on there yet. If I get famous, I will. But I don't think that's going to happen. We got a long way to go. I'm going to bink a big tournament and get a backer. And then we'll be famous. If you're watching this and you like what you see or you hear, or somehow know people that got money and want to make money, let them know. You know somebody you could back in poker. We'll get hooked up through DMs and whatnot. Deuce 5. Let's see what we got. Winning player. Slightly winning at the stakes, only over 200 tournaments, but just based on stats and based what I've seen, again, and he didn't become sticky the last time he raised me and I 3-bet him, and he's got hands that he's raising and folding. Now let's see, and then these are the little things like showing his cards to prove himself. Like, he shouldn't have to do that. Like, I know what's going on, buddy. I know you already raised and folded once, so don't tell me you don't have raised fold as well when you always got the goods. No reason to do that. You do that for these other people, so then they can fall in that trap. That's why I think you're a slightly winning player at these stakes, and I was right. We'll be 3-betting here if he decides to open. So once again, we got a good candidate. Yeah, an actual good hand that we should be doing it with. Ace-9 off. Flop is much better for him than me, to be honest. From my actual hand and from a normal standpoint. So we will check once and see what he wants to do. We would definitely trap our queens here. And we would definitely check a lot of our 10s. So now, try to attack 8s or 7s, but I think we'll just check again. I think if he bets, he's more likely to have a draw, especially with this sizing. So we will call. I don't think he's ever betting that big with 8s or 9s. So he could have like Queen Jack. We'll see. I don't think he'll barrel again if he was bluffing, because this 6 is very insignificant. It doesn't make his hand ever better, so why would I not just call again? And he's thinking about shutting it down now. Thinking, can I still value bet my queen? I think he's got a queen. So we'll let this go. I think I made a mistake there, calling turn. I can't raise though. But I think it's not horrible actually, to be honest. I really think if he has King Jack there, or Jack 9 or whatever other straight draws, I think he'd probably just shut down later. I think his bluffs match his value there, and so I think he felt comfortable enough continuing betting the third with a queen, based on my line of check flop, check call turn. I'm pretty much capped, except for my super netted hands. And even my super netted hands probably want to raise turn, right? Get those straight draws, charge those straight draws and flush draws. We'll open, fold the Jack 9 suited. If it's a really min 3-bet, we'll call, but good spot for this guy to jam here, but he's super tight, so I don't think he's going to, unless he has the hand to do it with. We might have to call, to be honest. Actually, we'd rejam ourselves. Alright, pretty decent flop. Small bet or check is fine. We're going to go small bet, try to clear out equity. And then we'll check back turn. It's another good card for us, like a 9. Or jack. Alright, this goes through, it's good. Then most people aren't going to be playing back too much here. If there was one guy, I would assume it would be him. Got it all in down here. Oh, yep, see there's his pink tag. We knew we had this guy tag. We knew we had the fish tag. And he's gone. And we are one person away now from this final table. We got to raise under the gun and 3-bet here, so this could potentially be it. Oh, nice. Another raise from Eddie here. Probably a good spot to jam again, AA. Wake up, justified. I can't call. This time, abandon just flats now and has to play out of position against a wide range. I don't like this flat by AA. Any hand that he feels comfortable seeing a flop with, he should probably just jam with. Really think it's jam or fold here on that stack size and being out of position against an aggressive player. It's not fun. If he does have a little ICM incentive to just flatten and maybe fold if he doesn't have his hand, because this guy's shorter, he can get a couple ladders. So I guess it will do it. Put that pay up structure out right here for you guys. Nine people left right now. We got 14 in the bank, so we are break even. Now it's time to make some money. This guy was like, this makes me want to do it anymore, even more. But if this guy was super aggressive, it was borderline super aggressive, like 2-9, not the worst. Him to bluff jam there against, because he also, like I said, he's folding 3 bets too, so he's not just going to call off and jump. Who's it going to be, chat? Frank, AA, Cosmic, or the field? I guess it's going to be Frank. This will be strong hand. He knows there's another shorter stack out there. He's under the gun. Already plays tight. I'm sure it's going to be kings again or something stupid. From the other time I saw him jam. AA and Eddie are going to battle down there. It might be AA, but I think AA still has the awareness of, hey, Frank's here at 8 big blinds. Let's not do something too stupid. While there is some ICM, it is a smaller buy-in for me. I want to let them feel the pressure more than I'm actually going to feel the pressure. Like, the ladders matter somewhat to a point, but if I find good spots to 3-bet jam this guy, 3-bet jam this guy, I'm definitely going to take him. Definitely going to take him. Oh. Ace for it to be Frank or 7. Like, no club, though. Small range bet here with Ace King. Last time we checked, he totally attacked it. So we're going to go with the old range bet, and then we can check behind turn. It shouldn't be. Well, this is a good card for him to lead. Shouldn't be leading many, so we'll check. And I think our 10s and 9s are still protected here. Yeah, we just lose to a 5 or 6. I don't think we can bluff him off of it. 7-8 probably bluffs itself. 8-9, those hands probably all bluff, so we'll just check behind and lose a lot. And he's just random floats, but not trying to bluff. Don't know what he's doing. We would have called a bet though, to be honest. His range was unfiltered by one just small bets, as you could see. And yeah, it's like I said. This is the part of me that was like maybe just only breaking them slightly. I think he's got good post-flop play. I think he's aggressive in some spots, good pre-flop, but then there's the things like that. It's just like he will not be a winning player at the next level. This is going to be a very tight fold, but I think a necessary one. I don't think this guy's leading half pot in 2 people with ace side. Don't see it. Definitely think over pair. Exploited a fold here. Ones that a lot of people would mess up in this situation. And when we already get a call from him once, like, we're just done with it. I don't think our king 7 was good there. If he did do it with 6s or 5s, like, he definitely checks back turn, right? Like, the only hand he's barreling there as a bluff is ace king spades. Ace queen spades, ace jack spades, because we had the king spades. And this is just easy jam here. We got it all in down here. And it's going to survive. More than likely, unless an ace or 7 comes. Nope. We get our jam through, that's good. Sweaty Eddie, if you guessed the field, you were right. It's going to be the overly aggressive Sweaty Eddie. Getting it in against tighter players with off-suited average hands. And there he goes, and we're at the final table. Hope you guys enjoyed Chasing Final Tables Part 2. We did it in 2 times. Again, I'll try to record the final table. If I don't record the final table, I'll let you know what happens. But I know y'all want to see it, so we're going to try to record it here. I don't know if I have voice or not.